5:03 on a Tuesday morning. It is May 27th, 59 degrees now, chance of late afternoon and evening rain. With highs in the low 70s. Good morning, I'm Michelle Basch.
I'm John Domen. Our top local stories here at this hour. Well, this morning, we should finally learn what cuts D.C.'s mayor is proposing to fill a $410 million budget hole this year caused by Congress. And WTOP's Mike Murillo says we'll also see what's in next year's budget plan, which is expected to include a lot of money toward bringing the commanders back to D.C.
Normally this time of year, we would see the mayor's proposal for the next budget year only introduced to the council. But with Congress cutting the district off from hundreds of millions of local tax dollars and the House yet to vote on a fix for that, council will get two budget proposals. One is for the remainder of this fiscal year, which district leaders warn could include cuts to city services, furloughs of employees, and even district facilities being temporarily closed. As for the 2026 budget, in it is expected to be $89 million toward the RFK deal to bring the commanders to D.C. It's also expected to have cuts as D.C. expects a $1 billion drop in revenues over the next few years due to the federal workforce cuts and the continued impact of remote work on the D.C. economy. Final votes on both spending plans are expected by August. Mike Murillo, WTOP News.
President Trump is pardoning a former Virginia sheriff who was sentenced to 10 years in prison on federal bribery charges. In a post on Truth Social, Trump says he will pardon former Culpeper County Sheriff Scott Jenkins, who was sentenced in March for deputizing people in exchange for money. Prosecutors say Jenkins accepted more than $75,000 in a cash for badges scheme in 2022. CBS News' justice correspondent Scott McFarland joined us earlier on WTOP to explain why the president argued the pardon was needed.
Trump's social media post announcing that pardon says that it was a judge, a Biden judge in the president's words, who didn't allow Jenkins to enter some evidence into the case at trial. There's no evidence of there being any misconduct or impropriety in the trial, but this pardon takes effect now.
McFarland says Jenkins has been a longtime vocal supporter of Trump.
The latest now on Kilmar Abrego Garcia, the Salvadoran man who had been living in Prince George's County with special legal protection until he was deported back in March. Maryland Congressman Glenn Ivey traveled to El Salvador to meet with Abrego Garcia at the prison where he's being held, but the meeting didn't happen. In a video posted to social media yesterday, Ivey says he made a formal request to the Salvadoran government before making the trip, but when he and Abrego Garcia's lawyer got to the prison, they were told they needed a special permit to enter. Ivey called that ridiculous, adding, "Let us in, stop playing games." The Trump administration initially said that Abrego Garcia was deported by mistake, but it's failed to follow court orders to facilitate his release. Ivey's scheduled to return to Dulles Airport this morning. WTOP will have a reporter there to speak with him.
Capitol Police Chief Tom Manger, with 4 decades in law enforcement behind him, says he's finally retiring. He sat down for an interview with our Kate Ryan.
He started in law enforcement in 1977 in Fairfax County, and Tom Manger went on to serve as police chief in Fairfax and Montgomery counties. He retired from the Montgomery County Department in 2019 with 42 years in law enforcement. And then
January 6th happened, so that changed things.
So in 2021, he was back as chief, this time in charge of the U.S. Capitol Police. He says he knew what he was walking into.
I had the advantage of 15 after-action reports that told me everything that was wrong with the Capitol Police, everything that failed on January 6th, and over 100 recommendations of things that needed to be done.
Manger said one of the biggest challenges he faced, understaffing.
Overtime throughout the year is through the roof. Well, everybody says, oh, well, it's good to get a little overtime, a little extra money. When you have no quality of life, when you're never home to see your family, that's a problem.
But overall, Manger says he accomplished what he set out to do.
I hope that my successor can convince Congress and the appropriators that we still need to invest in the Capitol Police.
Kate Ryan, WTOP News.
Coming up on WTOP.
A buyer's market is coming if it's not already here. I'm Jeff Clable.
But first, we have traffic and weather 30 seconds from now.